They say prom night is where high school legends are made, the night when everything you've been preparing for, 4 years of classes, friendships, heartbreaks, and dreams, all culminates in one magical evening under sparkling lights and borrowed glamour. But for me, prom night became something entirely different. It became the night I met myself. That night, under the cascade of golden lights and the shimmer of 1,000 sequins, I didn't just attend prom. I transformed. I became someone I'd been hiding for years. Someone I was terrified to let the world see. And it all started with one dress. One breathtaking burgundy dress that changed everything. Before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button and join the Gender Diary family for more heartfelt stories about discovery, transformation, and love. And I'd love to know, what time and country are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. It always makes my day to see where our stories reach. Let me take you back to the beginning. Back to my high school, where everyone seemed to know exactly who they were and where they belonged. Everyone except me. My name is Cordy Peterson. And if you'd asked anyone at Gender Diary High who I was, they'd probably squint for a moment. I was the quiet kid who sat in the front row, the one who always had the right answer and never went to parties or football games. I wasn't unpopular exactly. I was just invisible. A ghost drifting through 4 years of adolescence, watching everyone else live the teenage dream while I observed from the sidelines. But there was one person I couldn't stop watching. One person who seemed to embody everything I wished I could be. Her name was Piper. Piper wasn't just beautiful, though she was, undeniably, with her long auburn hair that caught the light like spun copper, her confident smile, her effortless grace. No, Piper was magnetic. She moved through the world like she owned it, like she'd been born knowing some secret about life that the rest of us were still trying to figure out. She wore what she wanted. She laughed too loud in the library. She painted her nails during calculus and somehow still got straight A's. She dated who she wanted, befriended who she wanted, and never, not once, seemed to care what anyone thought about it. I admired her, not in a jealous way. I never wanted to be Piper, exactly. I just wanted to have what she had, that freedom, that unshakable confidence, that ability to walk into a room and know, without question, that you had every right to be there. I spent 4 years watching her from a distance, fascinated by how someone could be so completely, unapologetically themselves. Little did I know that she was about to teach me the most important lesson of my life, not through words, but through inspiration. If Piper was the sun I orbited from a distance, Justice was the gravity that kept me grounded. Justice Chen had been my best friend since freshman year, when we'd been randomly paired for a biology project and discovered we both loved terrible action movies and hated small talk. Where I was quiet and cautious, Justice was loud and fearless. Where I overthought everything, he dove in head first. He was the extrovert to my introvert, the yang to my yin, the person who somehow saw me when everyone else looked right through me. One afternoon in late April, we were sitting in his beat-up Honda in the school parking lot, watching everyone else stream out toward their lives, their plans, their futures. Graduation was 6 weeks away, prom was in 3. "You've been weird lately," Justice said, not looking at me. He had this way of bringing up serious things casually, like he was commenting on the weather. I stared out the window. I'm always weird. Weirder than usual then. He turned to face me. "What's going on, Cordy?" And maybe it was the late afternoon light, or the fact that time was running out, or just that I'd been holding it in for so long. But suddenly the words came tumbling out. I don't want to graduate without doing something memorable, you know? Something that matters. I've spent 4 years being invisible, being safe, being the person everyone expects me to be. And I'm tired of it, Justice. I'm so tired of being small. Justice was quiet for a long moment. Then a slow grin spread across his face, that mischievous smile I'd learned both to love and fear. "Then let's make you unforgettable," he said. I blinked. "What?" "Prom. You're always talking about Piper, how confident she is, how she just exists without apology. So let's do that. Let's make prom the night you stop being invisible." "No, listen." He was getting excited now, the way he always did when he had what he thought was a brilliant idea. "We go big. We go bold. You want to do something memorable? Then let's steal the whole damn show." My heart was pounding. "What are you even suggesting?" He looked at me with those warm brown eyes, completely serious now. "I'm suggesting you become the prom queen, and I'll be your king." The words hung in the air between us. Absurd, impossible, terrifying, and yet electrifying. "You're insane," I whispered. "Probably," he agreed. "But you're considering it. I can see it in your face." He was right. I was considering it. For the first time in my life, I was considering doing something completely, wonderfully, terrifyingly outside my comfort zone. What would I even? I mean, how would we? Justice's grin widened. Leave that to me. First things first, we need to go shopping. The following Saturday, Justice picked me up at 10 in the morning with coffee and a determination that should have terrified me. Where are we going? I asked as we drove toward the upscale shopping district on the other side of town. You'll see, was all he'd say, that knowing smile playing at his lips. We ended up at Celestine's, this boutique I'd walked past 100 times but never dared enter. It was the kind of place where everything in the window looked like it belonged on a runway, where even the mannequins seemed to judge you. The bell above the door chimed as we entered, and immediately I felt out of place. The store smelled like expensive perfume and possibility. Racks of gorgeous gowns in every color imaginable lined the walls, each one more stunning than the last. A sales associate approached. Older woman, kind eyes, immaculate makeup. Welcome to Celestine's. Are you shopping for a special occasion? Prom, Justice announced before I could speak. And we're looking for something unforgettable. She smiled warmly. Well, you've come to the right place. What style were you thinking? Justice squeezed my shoulder. Something elegant, bold but classy. Something that says, I'm here, and you're going to remember me. The woman's smile deepened, like she understood something unspoken. I think I have just the thing. Give me one moment. She disappeared into the back, and I turned to Justice. I don't know if I can do this. You can, he said simply. Trust me, you can. The sales associate returned, carrying something that made my breath catch. It was a gown. But not just any gown. Deep burgundy. The color of expensive wine and autumn sunsets. Off-the-shoulder design with delicate straps that looked like they'd been spun from silk. The bodice was covered in sequins that caught the light like scattered stars, creating this mesmerizing shimmer with every slight movement. And the train, it was trimmed with the most delicate burgundy feathers, giving it this old Hollywood glamour that made my chest tight. Try it on, the woman said gently, holding it out to me. I touched the fabric. It was real, soft and substantial and more beautiful than anything I'd ever worn in my life. The dressing room was all mirrors and soft lighting. I stood there for a moment, then slipped out of my jeans and t-shirt, my armor, my camouflage, and carefully stepped into the gown. The moment the fabric settled against my skin, something shifted. It wasn't just a dress, it was a doorway. A portal to a version of myself I'd kept locked away. I zipped it up, barely breathing, and turned to face the mirror. The person looking back at me was a stranger. And yet, somehow, completely familiar. I opened the door slowly. Justice's jaw actually dropped. I'd never seen him speechless before. Holy! He shook his head. Cordy, you look incredible. You look absolutely incredible. We bought the dress. And the gold clutch she suggested. Justice found a perfectly tailored black tuxedo with a burgundy bow tie and pocket square to match my gown. Then came the shoe store, and our final stop was the makeup store, where a patient sales associate helped us select foundation, eyeshadow palettes, lipstick in the perfect shade of burgundy wine, mascara, and everything else I'd need. By the time we loaded everything into Justice's car, the sun was setting and we drove back toward my house. For the first time in my life, I continued, I'm not just preparing for a night out, I'm preparing to meet a new version of myself. Prom was a Friday night. Justice picked me up at noon. We decided to spend the whole day getting ready at his house, where his parents were conveniently away for the weekend. Justice's guest room became our preparation headquarters. We laid everything out with the precision of surgeons preparing for operation. The gown hanging on the closet door, catching the afternoon light, the heels placed just so beneath it. The makeup spread across the vanity like an artist's palette. The jewelry, delicate gold earrings and a simple pendant necklace, glinting in their velvet box. He gestured to the chair. Sit. Let's create magic. I sat down in front of the mirror, and Justice draped a towel around my shoulders like a cape. Close your eyes, he instructed, and trust me. I closed my eyes and felt the first touch of the makeup brush against my skin. It was soft, softer than I expected. The foundation brush glided across my face like a whisper, and I could hear Justice's concentrated breathing as he worked. The concealer came next, and the mascara, then the eyeliner. And now, Justice said dramatically, the lips. He'd bought this lip liner, a burgundy lipstick, and a gloss. He applied them with the focus of an artist completing a masterpiece. Lining, filling, glossing. I opened my eyes fully and turned to face the mirror. The person looking back at me was... I didn't have words. The makeup wasn't heavy or dramatic. It was sophisticated, elegant. The eyeshadow made my eyes look larger, more mysterious. The lipstick made my lips look fuller, more confident. The blush and highlighter sculpted my face in ways I didn't know were possible. I looked beautiful, not like someone playing dress-up, just beautiful. Perfect, he declared. Now let's get you into that dress. The dress fit perfectly. The off-shoulder design showcased my collarbones. The sequins caught every bit of light, creating this mesmerizing shimmer. The feathered train pooled behind me like liquid burgundy. Then, shoes. I stood up carefully. The heels changed everything. My posture straightened. My legs looked longer. My whole silhouette transformed. Justice fastened the necklace around my neck, helped me put in the earrings. Then he handed me the gold clutch and stepped back. I turned to face the full-length mirror, and what I saw made my eyes fill with tears. For the first time in my entire life, the reflection in the mirror didn't look like someone pretending. It didn't look like someone wearing a costume or playing a role. It looked like me, the real me. The me I'd been too afraid to show the world. The me that had been hiding under hoodies and jeans and carefully maintained invisibility. This person in the mirror, this person in the burgundy gown with the shimmering sequins and the soft curls and the confident posture, this was who I'd always been underneath. This was the person Piper's confidence had inspired me to become. "I'm ready," I whispered. The prom was being held at the Diary Hotel, this elegant venue with marble columns and crystal chandeliers that our prom committee had been gushing about for months. As Justice's car pulled up to the entrance, I could see the red carpet. Yes, an actual red carpet, leading to the doors. Couples were arriving in clusters, girls in pastel dresses and guys in rented tuxedos, everyone laughing and posing for photos. My heart was hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. "You've got this," Justice said, squeezing my hand. "Just breathe." A valet opened my door, and I carefully swung my legs out, planted those gold heels on the red carpet, and stood up. The effect was immediate. Heads turned. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Camera flashes went off like fireflies in the twilight. I heard the whispers start. "Is that Cordy Peterson? Oh my God, look at that dress." I didn't even know they were coming. Justice appeared at my side, offering his arm like a true gentleman, and together we walked toward the entrance. Each step felt surreal. The sequins on my dress caught the lights from the photographers, cameras. The feathered train whispered against the carpet behind me. I could feel every eye on us, and instead of making me want to disappear like it usually did, it made me stand taller. We reached the entrance where Mrs. Chen, our English teacher and prom chaperone, was checking names against the guest list. Her eyes widened when she saw us. "Cordy? Justice? Oh my goodness, you both look absolutely stunning." "Thank you, Mrs. Chen," I managed, my voice steadier than I expected. We stepped into the ballroom, and it was like walking into a dream. The space had been transformed, white fabric draped from the ceiling like clouds. String lights created a canopy of stars. The dance floor was already packed with our classmates, moving to music that pulsed through the massive speakers. And there, near the beverage table, I saw her. Piper. She was wearing a stunning ice blue gown that looked like it had been woven from moonlight. Her auburn hair was swept up in an elegant updo. She was laughing with her friends, radiant and confident as always. Thanks so much for watching. This is only the beginning. Hit subscribe, join the Gender Diary family, and don't miss what comes next, because the next chapter is coming. You don't want to miss it. The end.
The Gender Diary exists to light that path with shared stories. Whether you found connection in this narrative, you're on your own journey of gender exploration, or you're here seeking understanding, your subscription fuels our mission. Every subscriber empowers us to keep illuminating these authentic experiences for our community. Kindly drop a comment below. Your voice adds to the tapestry of experiences that makes this space meaningful. Until our next story unfolds.